Good morning, everybody. Do you ever have seasons of life where things are just so bad that you just feel like giving up? You just kind of want to throw in the towel? I think we've all probably felt that way. In fact, maybe right now some of you are even feeling that way this morning. Maybe as you're looking at just what's happening in the world around you, that you're kind of just over it and you just want to give up and throw in the towel. Well, let me just encourage you with just a brief word from the scriptures this morning. This is coming from Psalm 126. And in this psalm, it's one of the songs of the Ascents. The psalmist who's writing this, he's talking about two different seasons in life, a season of blessing and a season of difficulty. And so the first three verses are the season of blessing. Notice how he begins. He says, "When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream." Right? He's remembering a time in the past when God had blessed, right, restored the fortunes of Israel, and it was like a dream. It was so great. We probably all experienced just wonderful, blissful times that feel like right now, like as we look back and think back, it was just a dream. He said, "Our mouth was filled with laughter and our tongue with shouts of joy." Sounds great, right? And they said among the nations, right, the people who weren't even believers in God, they said, "The Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us. We are glad." That's a great season, a picture of a time of blessing. But the problem is, for the psalmist who wrote this, that time has passed. Notice what he says as he picks up now in verse 4. He says, "Restore our fortunes, O Lord," right? So that time is gone. He's asking for God to bring back that season of blessing. He says, like the streams in the Negev. So just like in the desert, like rivers in a desert, we want to have that blessing return. But then notice this. This is where it gets really key for us right now. He begins to pray that God would restore the season of blessing, but notice the attitude and mindset he has as he prays. He says this, "Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy." What's he talking about? Well, if you know the imagery of sowing and reaping, sowing is planting seeds and reaping is harvesting. Right? And so what he's saying is those who go out and are actively sowing in tears in times of difficulty, they will reap with shouts of joy. He says, "Those who go out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him." So notice the attitude of his prayer here. It's an optimistic kind of prayer. He's believing that God will do the impossible for Israel. And what I want to challenge you right now is not to have a passive, pessimistic, doubt-filled kind of prayer, but to be optimistic in your prayers. Not to give in, not to give up, not to throw in the towel when things get difficult like they are right now, but to believe that God can restore our fortunes. My hope this morning is that you're praying that God will pour out his blessing in this country, in this state, in your life, and that your prayer is so faith-filled that you're not willing to give up, but that you want to press on through seasons of difficulty with tears, right? Those who sow in tears, they're pressing on through hardship. Those are the ones who shall reap with shouts of joy. And so, beloved, let me just encourage you this morning, whatever you're facing, whatever you're going through, it's a difficult season, I know. But don't give up. Keep pressing on. Keep moving forward. Sow that seed in tears and know that this time will pass. And at some point in the future, God will restore our fortunes and we're going to reap with shouts of joy.